Good morning, friends. I'm Audrey-Ann, and welcome back to the channel, 1824 Walker Farmhouse. If you saw our fireside chat with Dave and myself, you'll know everything is like non-scripted. It's off the cuff here. Today, I'm so excited. I want to talk about decorating. Dave and I started this video probably late August, September. I was even going to show you how to make pumpkin waffles in the fireplace, but here it is after Christmas, January, and I'm just so excited to get decorating and get some things done in the house this year. In 1995, David and I went to the movies and saw a Jane Austen movie, and I love everything early. I thought, oh my gosh, when they go to that cottage, I wanted that living room or the parlor, wherever they called it, in the cottage. I was just so excited. And I can't say the name of the movie because we're monetized and you get like a strike if it's copyright, and it is a copyright movie because I mentioned it before. And we'll just say S&S, and they go to the cottage. And in England, the cottages are huge. They're like our huge houses and housing plans here. And I always think of America as like a little cottage with little rooms. And when Dave and I decided we're going to call our house Apple Hill, I couldn't decide farmhouse or cottage. I still can't decide because it is the farmhouse, but our rooms are small and it's like a little cottage here, even though it's a converted barn. I used to think, oh my gosh, when I tell people I live in a horse barn, they'll think I'm crazy, but it is, it's a converted barn. Anyhow, I'm so excited to get decorating, show you what we did different in the living room. And, you know, David and I started out with all red woodwork. I love things to flow. We painted, everything was stained, and we painted all red. All our woodwork, all the doors, except the hall was mustard. And, you know, I just sort of got, I don't know, got tired of the red. I do get tired of things. I do switch things around. Sometimes you don't have to buy anything. You just move everything around and you have a whole new look. So we decided, in my heart, I thought, oh my gosh, I would love a Jane Austen looking room. So I do have a couple. And we had everything primitive in the house. So when we brought the new house here, the 1824 home, which was new to us, and if you're new to the channel, we moved my great-great-great-grandparents' home to our property here on the farm. And we do house tours now and farm tours, and that's what we do with it now, and workshops and lots of fun things. But anyhow, so my sister-in-law said, oh, Audrey-Ann, you're going to have so much fun moving things around and going out and buying and filling the house. But what we did was we bought little, except a few little rope beds. We moved tons of things from our home up there. Cupboards, table and chairs, smalls, almost every small out of my pantry used to go up there. My pantry was functional, and then I made it non-functional, and it was all decorative, and I couldn't, that was like, didn't last long. But I did have a lot more kitchen cupboards at the time, so when we took them down, I had to make my pantry functional again. And so our house has sort of been like minimalist, and I like it like that. But this last year, we did so much outside this year. I really want to concentrate inside. And we didn't have all the woodwork, all the windows painted, because I thought, oh, if you ever sell the farm and the farmhouse, then somebody's not going to want to come in and strip. And we do not have that theory anymore. We are already started when we did the family room, and I can't wait to show you that room. We're just going to go room by room this year and decorate together and show you my ideas. Well, I decided everything's going to be green, and we already started, and I love it. Now, one time I had my kitchen painted, the cupboards red. I painted those cupboards when nobody painted cupboards. I first started with off-white, then red, then I did the green that I love, and then I went back to the off-white. They've been painted too many times, and well, that's for another day. Let's get started on the living room. You could see the video before here, things that we started doing, and let me explain everything and what we have and just some thoughts on it. But I did want to show you this. This is a piano shawl, I don't know if you ever heard of a piano shawl. They're from the 19th century. And in my grandparents' home, and I think this is 1900s, in my grandparents' home, as soon as you walked in, the front room had the most beautiful baby grand piano in there. I learned how to play the piano on that piano. Well, she had this gracing the piano as all my life that I could remember. And what they were for was to keep the dust off of the wood and to preserve it. Sometimes people would even at night or when they were done playing a piano would close it up and put the shawl over that area. And then ladies started wearing them also. So when we brought the house over and we had our grand opening, I wore this piano shawl in honor of my grandmother, who was a walker. And the older I get, the more sentimental I get. I've always worn my heart on my sleeve, but I think I'm getting worse. So I'm going to show you where I'm putting that because I really want to make the house cozy. But the living room's a little hard because it's blues. So let me show you my Jane Austen room and my ideas. And I don't know what style are you. I would say my style's early, Audrey-Anne. I'm not purely primitive in the house. I'm not purely farmhouse, cottage, antiques. But I do love early things. So that's enough jibber jabbering. Let's get started. Okay, we're just coming around from the kitchen, and I have this against the brick wall. It's a blue drying rack. David found it in an antique store. And I love this quilt. It has the people's names and the date on it. So I'll keep that up for a little bit. And I love it. It goes with the red and the mittens. And these mittens were in the book Seasons, written by James and Dean. So fun. All right, and then just coming around the corner is our fireplace. This room is an addition. It's not the original barn. And when David built it, he had the fireplace put in by bricklayers at the steel mill where he worked at. And I do change up the mantle a lot. It's definitely a 70s mantle. We've been looking for a beam. We just can't find one. We're hoping to use one from the Walker house, but I'm not sure. It might be too buggy to bring into the house. And so we'll get there. And this is a tin oven. Those that love antiques, you would cook in it. Usually a bird or a turkey. And you can see you would turn it. Tasha Tudor had one of these, and she always said she did wonders for the antique dealers when she showed it. People would want to go buy it. And this red cupboard was over on the other side. And we've moved all our bedrooms around since we did the family room. And I had all these wallpaper boxes that I didn't want to put in storage, so I brought them out here. And I think they go good. And if you're local watching this cupboard's from Katanning. We bought it at Teacher's Pet years ago. And I collect the sheep, and I love the fabric covered boxes. Well, sorry, books. And so I brought those down from the Walker house. And if you open any of the cupboard doors, everything is just filled with books. And this is where I put the shawl, the piano shawl, over this chair. So just scan this wall so you get a feel for it. Dave and I both love checks. I've had many curtains, drapes, different sizes, up to the ceiling, down to the floor on this window. This is what we're sticking for now. Oh boy, if I could find shutters though, I would love shutters on these windows, but that's sort of not possible. And there's a tavern table, and we eat at this table all the time, and you could see why. But many times my kitchen table's just filled with baked goods or cookies or craft project I'm working on. So this is convenient. And it's just so easy to move this chair around and work at the desk. And I plan on put my stationery in the desk. This was in another room. We switched it around. And that's a Rosa that Dave and I got at Williamsburg years ago and had it framed. And I just found this shelf, and I think shelves just add instant. It gives more character and warmth, and I love changing them around. Look at my books, Lammy Tales, and the Border Shepherdess. And I had this print, and I moved it. Well, it's an oil painting. And I wonder, like, oh, who lived there? Or, you know, what's the story with that? Don't you wish your antiques could talk to you? And then I have some books over here and prayer books. And this is a fun piece. I took the inkwell out, but it has the original glass inkwell that you would put in it. And it has a K, but it's not for our last name. It was for like a banking firm. Which is, that's where the, see the mirror? That's where the well would go. I think I shared this before. David found this book, The Village Blacksmith, and he knows I love Longfellow. He got that for me. And this is the blue and white couch that I got the idea from the movie. We used to sell furniture, and so I was happy I ordered the fabric and I could get this wholesale. And so it was affordable. And just like in the movie, I put silhouettes up on the edge. And this chair is from sort of like a consignment co-op shop, and we just bought it. It was $45, and when Dave and I had a shop wholesale, they were around $100. It's very sturdy. I'm going to paint it black. I just didn't get to it yet, and then it'll match the other chairs. And this table used to be in front of the window, but I use it for prepping the food for when I cook in the fireplace, and decoration, just another table. Most of our rooms have a table and a couch in them. I like both fashion and function. And David kept the hearth this way so that I could cook anytime I want, instead of, he made these. Aren't these great? He made these. David's a blacksmith. So they used to be like far apart, and then we would just have a big fire in there, but now I can cook anytime I want. Oh, and look at the sun coming in. And we're just so blessed with that view. You can see why we like to eat there. And this is the entrance to the room over here, where there's a cupboard on the one side. We changed all our knobs to black, and we just have these two to do yet. I shouldn't say we, Dave. And I love this mirror. David got this for me for Christmas one year. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. And I decided to keep Holly up for a little bit. We call her Holly. It's like Christmas, but it's winter. And my sister got me this for a gift. She went to France, and it's so hard to find anything that has AA. And my real name is like Audrey Ann. That's like my legal name. Oh. And I love crewel work. I got those at Jenny Curry's years ago. I just love it. So I'm just going to swing back over here and show you this. I've shared this before too. This is from a 1797 home, this paneling. And so everything was green, and it just didn't look right with green. So we painted the woodwork in here blue because we didn't want to paint this paneling. And it didn't match up perfectly over here. And that sort of bugged David, but I said, just let it go. It's part of the story. It tells the story. And I really didn't want him to cut it, and I don't know, maybe it wouldn't match up as good. So we just sort of let that go. And I don't know about you friends, but I've sort of been into changing pictures around, and I never used to do that. I love this. When David and I had a shop, we used to sell this artist calendars and Christmas cards, and this is a Christmas print, but isn't the blue beautiful in there? That it goes really nice with the blue in the rest of the room. The sky. And I know it's a Christmas print, so I'm not sure how long I'll keep it up. I did find, a horse print that I had up. And then I have my relative John Pilston's picture, so maybe that'll go back up. And this is a highboy, a Pennsylvania highboy, and we had it in our front room. And we think it's a marriage, and if you ever heard of that, like maybe the top didn't go with the bottom. But then when we looked at it real close, we thought, oh, maybe it did. But a long time ago in early America, these would get separated. The estate would be sold, and so a relative would want the top part or another relative the bottom part. This is a 2-part piece of furniture. And it's a high boy, and then the bottom would be called the low boy. But sometimes it's been documented years ago, then down the road, it would come back together. And this is one of my favorite pieces in the house. And I brought up that wallpaper box again, another one. I just love them. Can you imagine, just trying to keep things in there and make it fancy and pretty and functional. Now that's a person after my own heart. So that's one of my favorites. And I love furniture that has a chair on each side. And at one time we had 4 corgis in the house. And we did go to Tasha Tudor's birthday party in Vermont one year. And look at the 4 corgis in this print. And so I bought this print. So, of course, we would like that, having corgis. So that's our living room. I have to put, I want to reframe that print. I need to put another print over here. And I'll put Holly away. And to make it cozier, I'm going to fill this more with more blankets. I put the red and white against the other 2 for Christmas. But I do have more wool blankets, and I'm just going to put that in there. So thanks so much for being here, friends. What I did like about moving the highboy here, being that that's an early piece against the wall from the 1700s. The highboy is from the 1700s also. So I think they look nice in the room together. I do. And that's our hall. Then that goes into our kitchen. We're talking about colors. David is an artist. And when I got tired of the red woodwork, Farmhouse was coming in, and I painted this white. I thought, well, we'll just see what the mantle looks like. He was so, I think, distraught or upset. We just laugh about it. We laughed about it then, but he painted it back to red. Oh my gosh. But now it's blue because the green didn't look right in here. So thanks so much for being here, friends. I can't wait to go through the kitchen and the front room and then show you all the other changes that we've made. We've made some big changes from bedrooms to family rooms, and I have so many ideas for the kitchen. And I can't wait to work on the inside this year and get it just how we like it. So I hope you're having a good day, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks again.